Hello, my name is Isabel with Isabel Rosa Photography, and today we're going to do a short tutorial to make it super easy to change the color of an item in a photo. So we're going to do it the easiest way possible. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're always going to make a copy of your background, never work on your background. You can do that by clicking background over here on the bottom right and dragging it down to the new layer. Or if you have a Mac, Command J works just as easy. Then we're going to go to our quick selection tool. Well, actually, let's zoom in here first. What we're going to do is make this Mama Mermaid's swim top the same color as her babies. So with the selection tool here, I'm going to come in here into the quick selection. That was easy. It's the solid color against her skin tone, made it easy to select. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to my half moon on the bottom left, or excuse me, the bottom right. And I'm going to hit hue and saturation. Now this is a cool thing up here. If you come up to the top, it says hue, and this is where you can drag this button, and look at that. It just changes the color along this hue button to anything on there. So what we want to do is kind of match it to her girls. Look at that. I like that. That's pretty good. Now I do see a problem here, and that'll arise, is there's a little blue outline along her skin here, and I think that is just the color cast from the blue onto her skin. So what we can do is, with the brush tool, using a white brush, because white shows, black hides, we want to brush on the color. So I'm using the bracket tools to make my brush a little smaller. I'm going to make sure I'm over here and I'm on as soft as possible, which is hardness 0. And I'm just going to kind of come around and just try with the soft hand here to change. Is it working? Yep. Actually, you know what it is it's color bleed. So the color is on the skin, and because the skin is a skin tone and not the blue color, it's making the skin greenish. So I'm actually going to switch it up by hitting X, then I'll make it a black brush, and you're actually going to brush, yes, there it is. You're going to brush it out. You're going to brush it off the skin. There we goes. And I'm just using a shift and click to make little straight lines with my brush. You can do that as long as you have a straight area to work with. I'm going to use the white brush and bring it back in and see if I can kind of get along these edges here. What I might have to do, is now it's getting a little complicated, is come back in. I'm going to make a new layer. It's a new blank layer, so I'm not going to drag anything. Just click the layer palette. And with the brush tool, I'm going to sample the skin tone around the bra here. And just kind of holding shift click here, just kind of bring the skin tone back in around the bra. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this. However, this seems to be working pretty good. Just remember to try to keep sampling as you go around, because the skin tone does change via highlights. Oops. And it's really important that when you're changing the colors of something is to watch for that color cast, because she does have a little bit of the color cast on her skin. I left the brush tool, that's why. B for brush, that's a shortcut. And then I'm using Option to sample. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here in a second and change the blending mode on that. So if I come over here and come to, let's see if color works. There we go. Color worked. And then you see how that kind of got rid of that color cast there. Let's bring the opacity down just a little bit to help blend it. Good to go. And I probably need to do it down here as well. So with the brush tool and using Option to sample, I'm going to go ahead and click and then shift click to my next spot, making sure I'm sampling to get the color tones as close as possible. Looks good. Alright. So let's take that on and off. Just kind of gets rid of that little color cast. Zoom out. And then here's before on that. Perfect. So let's go ahead and on the background layer. I'm going to flatten by right click Flatten Image. I'm going to make a snapshot by hitting the camera in my history tool. And you can zoom up and you can look at your snapshots. So this is with it blue, and here is it with pink. And there you go.